I don't know how to speak French, but I do know how to say Leroy, or maybe you guys say Leroy. Leroy, right? Leroy. Which I believe, well, it means the king, right? So, I mean, yeah, I guess that's probably the only thing that I actually know. Unfortunately, but French is a beautiful fucking language. I would love to explore that, definitely.
Yeah. Bonjour, je m'appelle Kid LAROI.
Say again?
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Je m'appelle
Kid LAROI.
Kid LAROI.
Oh man. Hello, what's up? Mr. Kid LAROI, and I'm in Paris right now, and you're watching Montreality. Years old. Man, I don't know. I think when I was younger, I went through phases, I guess. So I always wanted to be doing what I'm doing now and being a musician and whatever. But I think like for a second, I kind of had this like lingering thought, like, oh, it's not realistic. It's not going to really happen. And I think I got to that point because a lot of, just like kids at school and stuff like that. So I ended up like getting into lots of different sports and shit like that because that's what a lot of kids at school were into. Like, so I just basically did every fucking sport, and I was terrible at everything at first. And I worked and I got better at some, but I was just kind of like average at everything. I wouldn't say I was like a fucking all-star athlete. I was just kind of average at everything, but it was kind of like what everyone was doing, and I guess it helped me feel more like included and not really, like a outcast or whatever. And then I guess though, as I like grew up a little more, I started to, I guess, see the beauty in being like an outsider or like an outcast or however you want to like kind of frame it, and because it's like yeah. So yeah.
Did you go to prom?
No, I never went to prom. We had school discos though, which were pretty fucking beautiful. That I actually, sorry. But yeah, we had school discos that at my primary school, which was like the thing that I would look forward to every like end of the term or whatever. You have like 4 terms in a year, and at the end of every term, I think, or like twice every year, they had like a school disco, and that was I was fucking pumped for that every single time. They just play all the hits, all the hits from like 2012, whatever that was, and you just go and they have like a fucking lineup of like fucking Smith's chips and fucking all type of fucking fizzy drinks like fucking Coke and Sprite, and I think at one point they were giving out those little like glow in the dark things. And I remember this is one that's a little embarrassing, but I remember the thing at the time that I guess everyone was into at school, like a lot of these kids were into, like you remember like LMFAO and like the everyday I'm shuffling shit, and that where they were like shuffling crazy. So I remember the whole term I was just practicing my shuffle so I could bust it down at the school dance. And we got to the school dance, and I don't know, man, just the nerves kicked in, man. Everyone was around, everyone was looking. I might have busted a little something, but the way I pictured it in my head was like, they do in the music video, like the whole school is like around you and you're just like going nuts, and that's not how I think it went down at all. But yeah, I guess my superpower is definitely like manifestation, maybe. I just mean in the sense of like, I think I think I have this, and all my friends we always joke about me having this weird power that if I think about something too much, it's like I draw that energy. And I think that's not really something specific to me. I think like everyone has that, you know. I think everyone's able to do that if you think that strongly about something, I guess. And you know that you start, because once you start thinking about something so strongly, you start innately telling your body to do certain things, and that, you know, you just draw that energy. And I used to, you know, envision myself like performing to people and doing stuff. And obviously there's a lot of work that goes into that as well, but I definitely think 50% is mindset. The other 50% is the work you put in, but I definitely think 50% is the mind, because if you're not there mentally, you're not gonna encourage yourself, or you're not gonna want to do it because you're not mentally there. And the brain is the strongest muscle, or the strongest thing in your body. You know, it controls everything. You don't have a brain, you're just a ugly little carcass. 86 years old. Fuck, dude. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, I have this plan that I just want to go buy a fucking house in the middle of the earth somewhere, just isolated, and just start a family and just live stress free. I guess it's everybody's dream, isn't it? but yeah, no, that's definitely that's a plan. That's something. I guess now my motivation for getting to this point was, you know, I wanted to make sure financially me and my family were good. Number one, I wanted to make sure everybody's healthy and everybody has, you know, the right, like if they need the right medical attention or anything, you know, I provide that. And then the other side of the motivation of being like, I wanted to, you know, I had this dream ever since I was a kid of like being an artist who performs to thousands of people and who, you know, does what I'm doing now. And I guess all of that initial motivation kind of went because I kind of, you know, achieved all those things in such a quick time. And I don't think I really expected to. And I think that's the other thing, is like all of that motivation kind of like left because I'm like, oh, okay, everybody's okay now. You know, everything's fine. I'm doing what I love for a living, and I'm fucking blessed as fuck because not a lot of people get to do that. A rare fucking percentage of people in the world actually are doing what they love for a living. And yeah, I just looking around like feeling like, damn, what's the motivation now? And I think that's the motivation now, is working towards a goal where I can, you know, just move into the middle of the earth and have infinite maybe like money, not because I give a fuck about money, but because unfortunately money makes the world go round. You need that to survive. So I just want to be able to do whatever I want. The realest shit that I have ever wrote, I think it's gonna be the intro to my new album. It's called Kids Are Growing Up. That's what the song's called. And the whole song is just fucking, this is definitely the realest shit I've ever wrote. But the first verse in particular, it goes like, growing up, I used to want to be my Uncle Wayne until I saw his body laying in the grave. Growing up, I used to want a Jeep Wrangler until I got to drive a Range. Growing up, I used to have a lot of friends until I saw the money change them. And growing up, I used to want a lot of hoes until I met Ben Franklin. I'm writing this from a place that you ain't heard about, and you can only come here through the word of mouth. Growing up, I used to tell mama I'd work it out. I worked it out, but now still somehow shit ain't working out. Growing up, I watched my favorite rappers' interviews. I ain't believing when they said it ain't all what it seems. But now I'm here and realize they were telling truth. Cause you sacrifice yourself for everybody's needs by any need. For everybody's needs by any means. I'm married to the game for this diamond ring, and I spend more time with her than anybody else it seems. Courtside with my bitch, we can't see the nosebleeds. After party, Boosie bellows, hoes make their nose bleed. Always stressing about Brother, I know this shit hard on him. Always stressing about my mama, but I know that God got him. I'm stressing out more now than what I did at rock bottom. And I'm blowing more clouds, hoping it'll help stop him. It's all smoke and mirrors with these bitches. It's all smoke and mirrors with them all. They promised the world and delivered me an atlas, but I guess that's how it goes.
You want to tell me about your tattoos?
Sure. So this was the first tattoo that I ever got. This is my boy who passed away. His name was Sake. And I mean, yeah, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, he was one of my best friends and a fucking, you know, someone, we were friends, but it's someone that I definitely looked up to and I definitely learned a lot from, and he was a really knowledgeable person, and who had also been through a hell of a lot for being so young. And yeah, he taught me a lot. He taught me a lot about, you know, I mean, not only life, but like just loving and accepting everybody. You know, he was a very loving and open and accepting person, and I think me being around that opened me up to, you know, more love and stuff like that. So yeah, rest in peace, Seiko, for sure. It's my boy. That was my first ever tattoo. Then I got the mum one, because just for my mum, and just classic like sailor joint or whatever. After that, I believe, oh yeah, and then I got towers, which is just a little reminder for back home. Then I got this one, an alien giving a chocolate chip cookie to a UFO, and is basically the story behind that is the alien came down to Earth and found a chocolate chip cookie. Alien was like, this is the fucking best shit ever. You guys need to try what this is. But the meaning behind it is I got this because ever since I was young, me and my family just been like into aliens and just like all that shit. It's just something that we bonded over when I was little, just talking about aliens and shit. So it's another one for the family. Fucking posted this one on me. It's a cowboy hat. It's a stick man with a cowboy hat, wearing clogs with a feather throwing up the bird. And then this one this is probably the only tattoo that I 100% regret, like completely. And it just is typing of, I would never get a tattoo drunk at a party, because I was drunk at a party and I thought it would be hilarious, and I woke up and I was like, fuck you fucking cornball, why did you get that tattooed on you? Then we got this one. This one's still healing. This one's healing really bad because I haven't like taken care of it, but I got this when I was back in Australia. I was in Melbourne, and just for the End of the World tour. This is a matching tattoo I have. There's a special person in my life that wrote this on me, and I wrote it on them as well. And basically it was just our favorite movie when I was a little kid. We used to watch this movie, See No Evil, Hear No Evil, old book. So yeah, I got that one. Oh, I have a kitten right here, and he's holding a magic mushroom. And this is a matching tattoo that I got with everybody on the Europe tour right now. So, and this is just a little love heart. So this was the same night that this little accident happened. Just because I was like, everyone's like, man, the ribs are a fucking painful place to get a tattoo, and I was like, no fucking way. So I was just like, I don't know, give me a love heart. I'll see how it feels. I think spiders look real cool. I mean, I have a fucking a lady holding onto a spider that's fucking tattooed on my hand, which is crazy because every tattoo that I've got up until like that point was a very serious and meaningful tattoo to me. But I got this one, and my girlfriend just sent it to me. It was like a fucking Pinterest symbol or something like that, and I was just like, wow, that's cool. I need that on my hand immediately. So yeah, but spiders in general, man, if I see a fucking spider in the flesh, I'll probably run. The most romantic thing I've ever done for my girlfriend. The first like maybe 9 months of us being together, I was, I never I've never been a naturally romantic person, I don't think. So the first 9 months I was just kind of learning. I was a little rough, around the edges. But then I just started learning and getting tips and advice from friends and shit. And I think though the most romantic thing I've ever done, maybe it was when we were in Sydney for the tour, and we went to the tallest building in Sydney, and I rented out like the top penthouse thing, and we had dinner, and there was like this balcony, and it's just like all glass, or the whole top of the building's like glass, and we could just see the entire city. And I had like a fucking like a violinist with like all these roses, and it was like all set up really nice. And then as we sat down, some like sparklers went off and shit. It was pretty cool. So yeah, I came a long way in terms of like romantically. That might be the most romantic thing I've ever done. My most toxic trait, I'm definitely jealous. I'm jealous, I love spending lots and lots of time with my girlfriend. So like, if I feel like, like she's not spending enough time with me, or like spending time with other people, I get jealous. But like, I don't project that, I try not to project that on her, because I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong to get jealous. But in terms of like feeling, hell yeah, I definitely get jealous when that happens. My message to the youth would be, I think the most important thing I've learned, at least, is don't make permanent decisions based off of temporary emotions. I think that's something that has really stuck with me these past couple of years, that I think is a great message to the youth, because I think when you're young, everything feels amplified and intensified times 10. Everything you feel feels like it's the end of the world. I still go through that shit. And something that an older friend of mine taught me, Callie, actually. His name's Callie. He's older. He's almost 50, and I think, yeah, he taught me, like, none of that shit is gonna matter, in a year. And I don't know, yeah, but that's definitely the biggest advice, is just, yeah, don't make permanent decisions based off of temporary emotions. And whatever you want to fucking do that shit. Because as corny and cliche, and I'm gonna walk away from this camera after saying this line, and I'm gonna beat myself up like, why the fuck do you say that? But it is so fucking true, is you really do only have one life. And I don't know, I'd much rather live a life of, freedom and thinking, walking through life knowing that at least I did what I want, or I tried to do what I want, rather than walking through life with the feeling of what if. One last shout out to Montreality. I love you motherfuckers, and I've been watching you motherfuckers for a long, long time. And you guys better keep this in the video. I love you guys so much. Thank you for having me.
Montreality Show. One thing I will never forget, I asked my great grandma to make me a fucking bologna mayonnaise peanut butter sandwich with pepper jack cheese. That shit was nasty as fuck, but it was good to me back then because I was a kid.